Senior Vice President and General Manager of Computing and Graphics for AMD。让我们欢迎 AMD 全球资深副总裁兼运算与绘图事业群总经理 Jim Anderson 先生。
Great to be here today. This is actually my one-year anniversary at AMD. It was 1 year ago today. It was my first day on the job, and it was Computex. So Computex is always kind of an anniversary event for me. Hey, so we made some really great progress over the last year, and more importantly than that, we've got a great roadmap of products in front of us to continue to drive innovation in the PC segment. And so that's a little bit of what I want to talk about with you today. But first I want to think a little bit about the PC and the role it plays in our lives. It's an incredibly pivotal device for many people across the world, and if you think about it, it's amazing how much time we spend in the PC experience. As Raja mentioned before, there's about 1.4 billion PCs across the world, and if you look at the average time users spend on their PCs, it's about 20 to 30 hours per week, and that translates into, actually a conservative estimate is 10 trillion seconds per day spent on the PC experience. That's an amazing amount of time. And for a technology company like AMD focused on innovating in the PC segment, that's our inspiration. That's the passion that drives us. We want every one of those 10 trillion seconds to count. We want all of those seconds to be immersive and productive and energy efficient. And that's really what drives our R&D. That's what drives thousands of AMD employees every day. So what I'm really proud to talk about today is our latest milestone in that journey of innovation in the PC segment. You know, if you look back over the last 5 years, we've introduced 6 generations of new innovation in the mobile processor segment. Starting from our first APUs to the first PC on a chip, we've continued to innovate with every generation. And I'm very excited and very proud today to announce our 7th generation mobile processor. This is our best mobile product ever to date. I mean, this is an incredible device. And I love this die shot here because it gives you a sense of how much technology we pulled together to make a product like this happen. So whether it's general purpose processing, graphics processing for video streaming, for audio, memory controller, we pulled together an incredible amount of technology into a device that's over 3 billion transistors. And I'll talk a little bit about what that provides in terms of end user experience today. This product line spans all the way from the premium segments or premium notebooks, all-in-ones, to the value-oriented segment as well. And I'll talk later about a brand new product we're introducing today that's really focused on the more value-oriented segment. But, you know, regardless of the segment we're focused on, our mission is to make those 10 trillion seconds immersive, productive, and energy efficient. And today you'll hear not just from me, but you'll hear from some of our key partners as well. You'll hear from Dell, HP, and Microsoft about how we're working together to make that PC experience amazing. So when we say we're in every pixel, what that is that's really a reflection on AMD as a technology leader in visualization technology and graphics technology. And some of the technology Raja talked about in the prior section, that same technology we integrate to mobile processors. And that creates incredible immersive experiences. Just one example is high definition video streaming. So high-end 4K Ultra HD streaming. If you're doing video streaming or playback on a 7th generation AMD series processor, it's an amazing experience. And that's partially because some of the technology that we've integrated into the device itself at the hardware level. So we have specific accelerators to make sure that 4K video streaming is amazingly smooth, energy efficient. So video acceleration technology for HEVC, support for AMD FreeSync technology to make sure all of the frames are very smooth. So a smooth and power efficient experience. So whether you're streaming from Netflix or Baidu, you know that with an AMD processor, you're always getting a great video streaming experience. Also, you know, gaming, that's a huge passion for us in AMD. The gaming technology that is in our discrete graphics, we also integrate in our mobile processors as well. So I just want to give you an example of gaming and some of the technology advantage we have here. So if you look at that newest 7th generation series FX processor versus the Intel Core i7, you're getting 50% more graphics performance from an AMD FX processor than our competitor. That's an amazing amount of technology differentiation, and that absolutely translates into real gaming experience, a fluid, very power efficient experience. We've also incorporated other key gaming technologies like frame rate target control or virtual super resolution. So key technologies to make that experience very smooth, very compelling. So let's see just a couple examples of this. The first example I want to show is a 4K video streaming example. This will show you how 4K video streaming on an AMD processor is incredibly smooth and power efficient. The next example is a gaming example. So League of Legends is one of the most popular esports games out there. Tens of millions of people play every day. A game like League of Legends plays fantastic on the new AMD processor. Let's take a look at that smooth gaming experience. So we're also focused on productivity. We want those AMD customers to finish their work as fast as possible so we can get back to those immersive experiences. So over the last couple generations, we've introduced a tremendous amount of improvement in our processor performance. With the 7th generation series processor, we're now 50% higher CPU performance than we were just a couple years ago. And that translates directly into productivity improvement. So if you look at Excel file crunching or spreadsheets, that's now 28% faster. If you look at photo editing or file compression, that's now over 40% better. So that CPU innovation is translating into real productivity gains. Now the real challenge is to deliver that immersive technology and that productivity improvement, but to continue to do that in an ever-increasing energy efficiency. And so we've introduced new technologies to drive energy efficiency even further. So a couple of technologies in the 7th generation are support for low-power DDR4 memory, a new version of adaptive voltage and frequency scaling. So the combination of the performance improvement and the power efficiency improvement together from generation 6 to generation 7 is a 25% performance per watt improvement generation over generation. That's a huge boost in this generation. So let's take a look at another example. This example will show you, it'll show you how different parts of the processor are used to generate very good power efficiency in the processor. Go ahead. it's not just the high end that we're focused in. We're also focused in the value segment as well. If you look at the part of the market that sells for PCs under $400 US, that's a huge part of the market. And we want to take that same innovation and technology and bring that to that segment of the market as well. That's why today we're announcing the A9 series of processor. This brings our Excavator high performance class core from the high end and brings it into this value segment, offering just a tremendous amount of value. If you look at the improvement from the prior generation to the current generation, it's a 50% performance improvement in general processing and almost a 40% improvement in graphics processing. So we're bringing a tremendous amount of value to this segment. So whether it's a processor that's at the high end for FX or A10 or an A9 for the value-oriented segment, you're getting great technology, a great experience with AMD. So I'd like to now introduce one of our partners. I'd like to ask Matt Perry to come and join me on stage to talk a little bit about the partnership between Microsoft and AMD.
Hello everybody, it's nice to be here. I appreciate the invitation to come to this great event. First, I can't help it, I'm an engineer. I work in the Windows engineering group, and these announcements today, they're awesome. Inner gaming and me just can't wait to do some high-end testing on Vulkan in the factory. So, great innovation and great engineering. And that is precisely what we see at Microsoft with our relationship with AMD. A very close collaboration and probably a lot more work together than anybody would imagine in order to bring the best of Windows 10 features to all the great devices that are built and you all use, but also to create a very premium experience entertainment-wise that's immersive, fun, quick, and at the right price points. So Microsoft and AMD have a long history of working together. We've done some incredible work in gaming on consoles and in PCs for many, many years. And I actually came into the Windows organization 3 years ago. It's kind of ground zero of what became Windows 10. And I remember one of the first people to call me, because my role is engineering for the ecosystem and hardware and that sort of thing, was from AMD. And AMD calling me, the new guy in, and saying, what can we do more together? How can we support your efforts for Windows 10? And ever since then, deep collaboration, like we've always had before, although it was relatively new to me, and working strong together to make Windows 10 as great as possible. So just a little bit, I'm from Microsoft, but we're remiss to talk a little bit about Windows 10. So the first thing I always like to do is, how many people in here are running Windows 10 today? All right, so that's a good proportionality. How many people like Windows 10? Okay, if there's things that you find in Windows 10 that don't quite meet your expectation, file that feedback. Another great experience that you do, there's millions of people that are under a Windows Insiders program that allows you to get early access to new operating systems and test out features, file bugs, do all the right things. We want Windows 10 to be the best experience possible. So, recently we announced that there are over 300 million active devices on Windows 10. I think it was about 10 months ago since we launched Windows 10, so that's a great number. We're shooting up and to the right in terms of the number. We have a goal for 1 billion Windows 10 devices in the coming future here, and we're on track. And not only are these devices activated, but people are using it. Cortana, one of our popular features that is your personal assistant, she's answered 6 billion questions today. People are gaming like crazy on Windows 10. There's been 9 billion hours of active gaming on Windows 10 since the launch. And we've worked, particularly on Windows 10, we worked with AMD to enable our base level features. There was a lot of new features in Windows 10, DX12, where there was an incredible amount of co-engineering, feedback both ways to make the best experience as possible. Also Cortana, Windows Hello with fingerprint, just a wide variety of things that we work together. And as we move forward, Microsoft, into our Windows 10 anniversary update, which will be available this summer, we've been working with AMD on their technologies, and in this case, the Gen 7 mobile parts, to make sure that we're really coordinated and co-engineering to get the best experience as possible for the designs that we do. And we've listed off here a few of the features of Windows that we are working closely together. And these aren't just the obligatory list of, of things that Windows does. These are areas where there is deep engineering collaboration. I get reports daily on engineering progress on a wide variety of features and functions going back and forth. We work very hard to make sure that just the simple things like watching a video is a great experience. And you're probably like, how can that be hard? Well, as form factors get more innovative and hard becomes a more challenge, there's actually a lot of engineering we do together in order to make a great immersive experience with entertainment, like movie playback, but also at a power that allows you to get the maximum battery life out of your device. We have some great new features coming in our anniversary update. It's been described before. We focused very hard on making the Windows 10 experience you're more connected to the experience. I thought it was really interesting. Over 70% of people spend an hour a day with a pencil and paper. Over 30%, it's like over 3 hours. So, wow, wouldn't it be nice that a Windows 10 device has the ability to have ink as a base level feature? Not only that, having ink along with simultaneous touch, so you can draw and do all the things that you naturally do. So that's a great feature to look forward to coming up. We also are investing, and we have as part of Windows 10, investing in bringing the best of gaming onto Windows 10. And our Microsoft Studios is busy with titles that will be released on Windows 10. In fact, right now you can download Forza Motorsport 6 Apex. It's an open beta. You can try it. How many people here have tried Forza on a PC? All right, a few of you. I mean, it is an incredibly immersive experience. It reminds you that you're running on a console. And we'll have more of those over time. In addition, we've worked with AMD. Well, that's a great example of where we worked with AMD on the DX12 driver to make sure that thing's smoking at the maximum frames per second, manage power. But also we're working on really great technology that allows you to use your PC and stream games from the Xbox One. I've carried over my gamer tag from Xbox onto the PC so I can break fast with high schoolers. I don't do very well, but I do have fun doing that. And so we've worked very closely with AMD on a lot of engineering optimizations. And Lisa and Raja and Jim and everybody, I want to say thank you for the dedication that you've had with Microsoft. There is an incredible amount of engineering that occurs on a day-to-day basis. We really appreciate it. It makes Windows shine. We get devices out there that really shine, that allow you to enjoy a premium experience. And we look forward to the great things that the 7th gen mobile processor with our upcoming Windows 10 anniversary update will bring to everybody. So thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Maybe you could talk a little bit about some of the great systems we're building between HP and AMD.
Yes. Well, thank you for the opportunity to be here. I wanted to start by talking the mainstream products. So we know that the millennials make up the largest work segment today. And when we double-click millennials, what do they want? They want product that has great design. They want products that match with their lifestyle. So it's more than just color. So when we started working with AMD, we think about, AMD has all this horsepower. So, but we take the notch up a little bit and look at how to enhance that with a great design. So if you look at this box, you will see things like digital thread. Why this is so important? You can actually see this in your sporting goods today. They are there. We are taking those fashion design into the notebook so to have that emotional connection to the IT devices. Second thing you realize, it's pretty thin. This is a mainstream product. And at 3mm more, for 15-inch, you actually get an optical drive that starts with an A9 CPU all the way up to A12. And you don't have to worry. It comes with the AMD discrete graphic too. Okay? Next, I wanted to talk a little bit about our premium product. This is the one that we did a lot of work with AMD, and I wanted to thank the engineering team as well as the product team for getting us so many support. Not only they teach us about all these AMD unique features, they allow us to design into the system and enhance that feature for you. Let me start by talking about design first. So this is a convertible design, and it does convert, okay? And we know that millennials like preferences. Some like clamshell, some like convertibles. And I hope this is obvious to you. The screen is bright. Is it? Yes? Yeah. And it's done by direct bonding. Why do we do that? Because you just hear about FreeSync just now. In order to get that kind of video, enhancement, we wanted to make sure that we give you the best display. It's not just about high brightness. It's about making sure that there is no gap between the LCD to the touch glass. So everything that you see on the LCD, you see here. And second thing we look at, in addition to that, we wanted to make sure that all this video streaming, when you are trying to play a game, you actually get very good frame rate. And there is no frame loss, so the gameplay is superior. You have that immersive experience. So we enable FreeSync on this. In addition to that, when you use this product in the tablet mode, you don't have a keyboard. So how do we log in? We log in with IR camera. So there's an IR camera on this device that you don't have to type in your password. No password log on. So these products come with the highest end CPU FX that take advantage of all the stuff that you did on the integrated graphic, and is showcased on the product in partnership with all the great display that we put in place. And don't forget, it comes with 9 hours of battery life. And for some reason, if you run out of juice, don't worry. We have fast charging on this device. You get 90% of your battery life in 90 minutes, 90.90. All right, and earlier on we talked about the VR, a lot of excitement on the gaming. So in partnership with AMD, we actually have the AMD graphic in our Omen desktop product that we just launched last week. And today you're hearing the new generation of the graphic, and you're going to see that coming in our lineup. Thanks.
Thank you, Joel. Next, I'd like to ask Ray Watt to join me on stage. Ray's from Dell. A little bit about the great systems we're building between AMD and Dell.
Yeah, but before I get into my notebook, first I want to take the opportunity to congratulate Lisa and the team, right, for an outstanding launch with Polaris and the 7th generation. So, great partners, and probably save the best partner for last.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get over with the photo taking. Right, so this is the new Inspiron 15 5000 series. Okay, the punchline here is really not 10 trillion seconds, right? The punchline here is what Jim has said earlier on. Big core, premium features, and everyday price. So we are very pleased to announce this new product, which is the Inspiron 5000 series, at everyday price starting at $399. At that price, you could scale that up to the AMD 7th generation A9, A10, A12, and we leave enough headroom to drive a Radeon R7, I almost said RX by the way, R7 445 GPU with DDR5 graphics. So I know a lot of us here have no respect for the optical drive, but in the 399 space and below, right, our consumers continue to tell us that they need the optical drive. So what we have done with that product, right, is to make one of the thinnest two-spindle products out there. Right, we've taken out the cylindrical batteries and flattened out that landscape you see in the palm rest, so you get a really thin profile, right, covered with an amazing iron mount. So great products. There'll be more exciting things to come. We're really very challenged and excited working with AMD. Dell has a wonderful start this year right? Q1, we were #1 in the US, #1 in terms of the desktop PCs as well, #1 in notebooks in Brazil. We are #2 overall in China. Commercial PCs also, we are #1 in India and Brazil. So we want to continue to partners with folks like AMD, right, that drives innovation. So you keep inspiring and keep
With that, I'll wrap up. So it's been fantastic to introduce the 7th generation of A-series processors from AMD. So for all those 10 trillion seconds per day, our focus is to make that experience immersive, productive, and energy efficient. And with that, I want to invite our President and CEO, Lisa Su, back on stage.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. You know, I love talking about products, and I love more talking about products with our partners together. So what have we talked to you about today? Computex is really about all of the great technologies that were coming out. The Radeon RX GPUs, based on our Polaris architecture, really changing the game in virtual reality and PC gaming. And our 7th generation mobile APUs. If you think about this, you heard a few things from us today. You heard 1.4 billion PCs installed base. You know that there are approximately 280 million new PCs that are going to come this year. So if you want to hear one thing from AMD, we are committed to innovation in the PC market, both on the discrete graphics side as well as on our integrated APU side. But you know, as always, in the spirit of Computex and in the spirit of engineers, it's one thing to talk about today's products, and I am extremely excited to talk about today's products. But we have to talk about one more thing. And when you think about AMD, we talked about our commitment to high-performance graphics. We're extremely committed to the entire OEM ecosystem. And I want to thank again our partners at HP, Dell, and Microsoft for joining us today. But I also want to give you a very, very important update on our high-performance computing, and in particular, our Zen core. So Zen is a very, very special product and project for AMD. Over 3 years ago, we decided the industry needed another high-performance computing CPU. We started from scratch with hundreds of engineers to build an extremely efficient, high-performance, low-power capability. We taped out Zen early this year. We got samples in our lab some time ago, and we've been doing a lot of it, a lot of work on Zen over the last number of months. But today, for the very first time at Computex in Taipei, I would like to introduce you to Zen. Video was created, edited, rendered, and played back on our new desktop processor with Zen. Let me show you our Summit Ridge processor. There are a lot of cameras in here, so I'm going to take a minute for the web. We love Summit Ridge. We are in the early stages of bring up, but the product looks really good. Really good. Zen is delivering 40% more IPC than our previous generation. This product is 8 cores, 16 threads. It is in FinFET technology, and it is integrated as part of our new AM4 desktop platform. The AM4 desktop platform is a return to desktop for our enthusiasts and our performance fans. And if you think about AM4, think about it integrated top to bottom throughout our desktop lineup. So this is Summit Ridge. But Zen for us is not just about one product, and it's not just about one segment. Zen for us is a new high-performance CPU that scales across multiple market segments. We're starting first in the desktop, and we showed you Summit Ridge. We're also in our Bring Up Labs working very hard on the bring up of our server version of Zen, and that is also going very well. We expect to sample Zen to our priority customers in a few weeks, and more widely available sampling in the third quarter. And then as we bring the high-performance CPU to life, we're also going to integrate Zen with our high-performance graphics in our next-generation APUs. So after Bristol Ridge, you will see integrated APUs with Zen and our GPU architectures. And you'll also see Zen across a number of embedded markets, because the power of a grounds-up design is you can really scale it across performance segments as well as low power across multiple market segments. Zen is extremely exciting. We're still early in the bring up, but we feel very good about where we are. You will see much more from us over the next number of months as we go towards launch and talk about what we're doing with our customers. But the customer feedback and excitement around Zen is palpable, and it's the same within everyone at AMD. So with that, I'd really like to summarize what you saw from AMD today. I said that 2016 was a great start for AMD, but actually, you haven't seen anything yet in terms of what we're going to do. Radeon RX GPUs, $100 to $300 price points, enabling a new segment for VR, premium gaming experiences, on shelf June 29th with our FinFET technologies. Extremely excited about Polaris and our RX series. 7th generation mobile APUs shipping today. You heard from HP, you heard from Dell. There are a number of systems back there that I would say, I view it as we're starting today, but you will see a number of systems come across over the next couple of quarters. And it's our commitment to our OEM customers and the PC ecosystem. And then the most exciting piece, I would say, is Zen is alive, Zen is on track, and we are extraordinarily excited about what Zen will bring to the marketplace. So I want to leave you with one important point. Raja said it earlier, Jim said it as well. We are a high-performance technology company. We are focused around engineering. And to deliver a roadmap like this, I could not be more proud of the engineers at AMD working across all of these products and all of these technologies. So today I have a couple of special people that I'd like to thank. Luis Castro and Amit Mehra, who are sitting there today with our Zen boxes. These are two of our bring-up guys who we brought to Taipei so we could show you Zen in person. And the way we think about it is we want to share our love for the products with all of our fans, because we have a great year to come and great technologies to show you. So as we close this press conference, Luis and Amit, thank you. And let's show our fans one more view of Zen. Thank you.
That concludes today's formal press conference. We would like to invite all of the speakers up to the stage for a group photo.